Good morning.
Good morning. Adam's still asleep. Do you want some coffee?
Yeah, sure. You know something, Mrs. C? You look even more beautiful in 1980 than you did in 79.
Oh, thank you very much.
Thank you. You all set for the first working day of the new year?
Do I have any choice?
Well, now, listen. You don't have to be at the studio until later. You could just always go back to bed.
Oh, sure. Let Adam make his own breakfast. Besides, I don't think I could sleep anymore.
Didn't look like you were sleeping much last night. You worried about something?
No. Nothing. Everything's just fine.
It's probably just an old-fashioned case of post-holiday depression.
Ah, is that your diagnosis, Doctor?
Yeah, sure, it's not unusual this time of year. All you need to do is get back into the old routine. You'll be fine. Of course, a little extra tender, loving care from your hubby is not going to hurt.
Honey, how are you?
I'm fine. Fine. Actually, I'm looking forward to getting back into the old routine.
Oh, I can understand that. Between your practice and all the holiday parties we've been going to, this has been a super busy time for you.
Well, thank God it's just once a year.
Yeah. You know, I've been thinking, maybe we should get away, take a little bit of a vacation. We could both use the rest.
I don't even have time to talk about a vacation this morning. I got a house call to make before I go to the hospital.
There goes our breakfast together. Didn't hear the phone ring.
No, well, it's Deborah Saxon. She asked me to stop by. I said I would.
Oh, sure hope she's feeling better.
You can make me feel a lot better if I get a little smile from you before I left.
How's that?
That rate's about a C minus. Come on, what were you thinking of when I came into the room before, huh? Whatever it is, you haven't shaken it.
Well, I guess it's, what you were saying. Probably a little post-holiday depression, you know, thinking about fighting those mobs to return all the wrong-sized presents we got.
Not fooling me, wife. Come on, what's bothering you?
It's nothing important, really.
You gonna talk to me or not?
Okay. If you want to know the truth, I was thinking about Margot's New Year's Eve party.
I thought you said you enjoyed yourself.
I wasn't the only one. Honey, the way you enjoyed yourself left me more than a little bit surprised.
I'm not too pleased, is that it?
I've never seen you behave like that.
I guess I did make a spectacle of myself.
Well, you did everything apart from putting a lampshade on your head and singing Old Lang Syne.
Not too much in character for old Dr. Kavanaugh, is it?
Well, you were a wild and crazy guy, all right.
Well, you know, I'm not much of a drinker. Probably had a little too much of the bubbly. Look, I'm sorry if I embarrassed you. You think I ought to apologize to Margot and April and Draper? I will, if you say so.
No, I don't think that's necessary at all.
Tell you what I will do. I'll make a belated New Year's resolution. From now on, the limit of champagne's just one glass. And no more dancing.
Oh, no, don't say that. I enjoy dancing very much. I think we should do it more often. Only not 30 stories above the street. From now on, a nice, safe dance floor in a restaurant will suit me a lot better.
Okay.
Okay?
It's a deal. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Rise and shine, Elliott.
Go back to bed.
Oh, it's such a glorious morning. I want to enjoy every minute of it.
We can do that right here.
Do you take your coffee black?
Yeah. The stronger the better this morning. Thank you, Nola.
You better wait until you've tasted it. I'm an actress, not a cook.
I was referring to last night. On the night before that. Every minute since the moment we met.
Oh, no, it's sweet of you to say.
thank you for the most memorable New Year's Eve ever.
I hope you realize I feel the same. I had every expectation of spending this holiday completely and miserably alone.
Well, let's look at the bright side. If our marriages hadn't soured, we wouldn't have become so close.
Now that Owen's gone and Brian and Paige are married and living in Los Angeles, I had no one. You turned up in my life at just the right moment, right on cue.
I want to keep you feeling that way. I want us to celebrate next New Year's together. Hey, why don't we ring in 81 in Europe, or maybe down in Rio, or...
Oh, that's such a long time off. So much can happen between now and then. You can't predict the future.
Well, I can hope it, can't I? Oh. The room is spinning.
Oh, I didn't know I had that effect on you.
I'm in the throes of a monumental hangover.
Oh, poor Elliott. Look, you lie down and close your eyes. You'll be fine. Take it from a hangover expert.
I'll never close my eyes again. I think I might have to have my head removed. You know, the part in the back. You know a good doctor?
I only know one doctor in Monticello, and he's... I can't recommend him, I'm afraid.
Who might that be?
Never mind.
You wouldn't be talking about the good old Dr. Kavanaugh, would you?
Oh, yes, I am. He was recommended to us during the shooting of Mansion of the Damned, if you remember.
Boy, am I glad I didn't get sick during that shooting. I don't think much of you, Dr. Kavanaugh.
Really?
Yeah, in fact, he was the most responsible for the breaking up of my marriage.
For heaven's sake, how did he do that?
He knew my wife, you see. His sister is Margot's daughter. The man is an impossible stuffed shirt.
Oh, tell me what he did. I'm fascinated.
Well, you see, some time ago I went down to the country for a weekend, at my wife's insistence, by the way, because she was on a business trip and she wanted me to rest. He saw me in a perfectly innocent situation. But he construed it in the worst possible sense, and he didn't hesitate to tell Margot about it.
Well, well. It seems we have more in common than I realized, Elliott. You see, I don't like the man myself.
Just how did you develop your negative opinion of the doctor?
Well, I got the distinct impression he's the nosy type. You know, the sort that always asks one more question than really necessary.
Yeah, I think it comes with the profession, you know. So many patients treat their doctors like gods, you know. They begin to believe it themselves.
Yeah, it's usually the moralistic types that turn out to have feet of clay.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Kavanaugh had more than one skeleton in his closet. He looks the type.
Well, I doubt if he's as sober as he appears, or even as sane.
Sane? What do you mean?
Oh, you did tell me that Miles and his sister had different parents, and his parent was, well, let's face it, mad.
Yeah, that's right.
She was confined to a mental institution, finally killed herself. Darling, isn't there such a thing as inherited tendencies?
Do you think he might follow in his mother's footsteps?
Well, why not? Oh, I know he acts terribly sane, doesn't he? So proper and righteous and moral. But that may be his attempt to control some sort of incipient irrationality, don't you see?
You sound like a psychology major.
In this life, we all of us have to be psychology majors. No, but you have to admit that it's true. Some of the worst psychotics can lurk behind button-up vests and button-down shirts.
Yeah, you may be right.
That moralistic attitude of his, that could be part of it, too.
Well, frankly, I wouldn't send flowers if Miles Kavanaugh ended up in a laughing academy. In fact, I'd have one or two laughs myself.
Well, you just may have that last laugh yet, darling.
Oh, good morning.
Can I get it?
Mwah. Ooh, honey, you shouldn't have gone to all this trouble. But I'm glad you did.
Oh, actually, it was quite selfish. I had a need for a big hearty breakfast this morning. Actually, my original craving was for pickles and cold cereal.
But I got over that one.
Well, now that you're showing a little bit more, maybe I'm the one who should be serving you breakfast in bed, huh?
Thank you. It's about time. Look, I appreciate the offer, but no thanks.
Why not?
Well, for one thing, I hate crumbs in the bed. And for another thing, you have to admit your butterfingers.
Hey, now, wait a minute. I just dropped a couple of glasses of wine at Margot's place, and I'm not the one that was loaded.
Yeah. Boy, Miles was truly feeling no pain.
You know, I don't think I've ever seen him let go quite like that before.
Me neither. I just kept telling myself, well, it is New Year's Eve.
Yeah, and he's got a lot to be thankful for. I mean, he's got a wife, a son. He's going to be an uncle.
Maybe even a father.
Yeah. Nicole has anything to say about it?
I'll tell you, I just can't believe it. Do you think she really wants another baby?
Of course she does. Why wouldn't she?
Well, for one thing, it will interrupt her career. And for another, with an infant around the house, it's really going to change their lifestyle.
She's the one that brought it up, wasn't she? You know, I think it's time to add to their family. That way, the new baby and Adam will be just a couple of years apart.
I wonder, though, do you think she's discussed it with Miles?
You think there's going to be any objections?
Well, I don't think I've ever heard Miles talk about having children of his own. Personally, I think it would be terrific. Terrific for us. I mean, little what's-her-name will have another lifelong cousin and playmate.
Little what's her name? Is that what we're going to call her now?
You think it's too long?
That's it. I've had it. So far, I've heard our baby referred to as her, she, a bundle of joy, a gift from the stork, and I think it's time we have a proper name for her.
My, tables do turn, don't they? Well, I'd say that approximately 2 months ago, I purchased both of these books, and you were the one, my dear, who said there was absolutely no rush.
Well, the time has come, and regardless of how sure we are that it's going to be a girl, I want to look at some boys' names.
Well, okay, Burgess, I know the baby's name.
Hey, I thought we were going to look at these books together.
No, I didn't touch the books. I heard the baby's name last night in my dream.
Honey, until you and I decide on a name, he or she does not have one.
Well, this particular name definitely belonged to a she.
Oh, and it came to you in a dream?
Yes, it did. Listen, I guess there's just that I have some kind of subconscious preference for this particular name. That's why I dreamt about it.
Yeah. That's reasonable. Well, are you going to keep me in suspense, or can I hear the name? And remember, I have the right to approve.
I'd love to tell you the name, but I don't remember it.
Terrific. Considering that you don't remember it, probably means that you weren't too excited about it.
Well, maybe I should just go back to bed tonight and hopefully have the dream again and this time remember it.
Yeah. You know, honey, when you heard the name, it wasn't in that dream that upset you, was it?
No, I don't think so. Why?
Oh, good. I just want this whole dream business to be all finished.
Well, I don't remember a hospital, and I don't remember hearing a train whistle.
Well, what do you remember?
I don't know. I guess it's kind of vague. You know how dreams kind of fade off. I do remember being with the baby. And I remember feeling kind of sad.
Silly. I mean, the baby was right there.
Well, yeah, I know. Even though she was there, I was really feeling rather alone. And then I heard crying.
The baby was crying.
No, I just realized it wasn't the baby. It was me.
Well, if the way you look is any indication of your health, you're not going to have any trouble getting my seal of approval. There's more color in your face than I've seen in a long time.
Well, I've been getting plenty of rest, following doctor's orders. How'd I do?
Oh, it's a little low, but it's all right.
Feeling a lot stronger.
Good. How about the headaches? Any more of those? Stomach pains? And the weakness? You sure that's all gone? All right, well, listen, I'm going to want you to come into my office sometime next week. We'll do more tests. We'll make sure we know what's wrong. I know you don't have any fondness for doctor's office. Big, brave police detective is afraid she might get an injection. Is that it?
I don't like needles, and I don't have a fever. Look.
You still have a lot of spunk. Well, I don't see anything to indicate that you'll have any trouble going to Star's wedding.
Oh, good, thank you.
Not that anything I said was going to stop you anyway. But listen, I just want to insist on one thing, all right? Between now and the big day, you do all the resting you can. You don't stay too long at the wedding, don't do any disco dancing, and no alcohol.
You drive a hard bargain, Doctor, but I will.
Okay.
Yeah, that's funny. Being sick like this, you really find out who your friends are, you know? Ever since I've been sick, almost all of my friends have come by to see me and help take care of me. It's nice.
Including your neighbor, Mrs. Corey?
No, actually, well, at first she was like Florence Nightingale.
Does that mean you haven't seen her much lately?
I haven't seen her for a couple of days now. She was supposed to be calling me.
Well, you told me she sometimes went off to visit a sick friend of hers. Maybe that's what she's doing.
Yeah, well, she's just not in the best of health, and I'm a little worried about her. In fact, I think I want to call the superintendent. He knows everything about everybody in this building. I think it would hurt to call. Have a nice New Year.
Ah, it was nice, yes.
Mr. Bailey, hello, this is Deborah Saxon.
I told you, lady, as soon as I get some washers, I'll fix that leaky faucet.
I'm not calling you about that. I'm calling you about my neighbor, Mrs. Corey. I haven't seen her for a couple of days. Do you know where she is? I'm worried about her.
She went somewhere, so what?
Well, did you talk to her? Or have you seen her?
Sure, I saw her 3-4 days ago. She said she was going to visit a friend, and she didn't know when she'd be back. As all as I know, she's gone for good.
For good?
Don't make no difference to me. She paid me 3 months' rent in advance, so who cares?
Well, I care for one. Thank you. How do you like that?
What? What is it?
It seems that Mrs. Corey has gone away. Indefinitely. It's just that she's been so attentive to me lately. I don't understand her not calling me.
Well, I wouldn't worry too much about it. You keep taking care of yourself the way you have been. You won't need any little old lady to play your nurse.
Good. How long do you think it's going to be before I can go back to work?
I will have a better idea when you come into my office next week for a complete physical.
Miles.
No physical, no recommendation to Chief Mallory that you be reinstated.
That's blackmail.
I know, but it's terrific medicine. I gotta leave. I got some sick people who are waiting for me. Oh, listen, Deborah, you might do me a favor. Actually, do yourself a favor. If you have any perishable food around, you might try getting rid of it. Anything that isn't in cans or in sealed packages, you know?
Why?
Well, it's just that some of your symptoms could indicate a kind of blood poisoning, and, well, you know, there might be something around like that fruitcake that we talked about, something else that's spoiled a little bit.
Yeah, I guess an ounce of prevention, huh?
Yeah, that's the idea.
Okay, well, my big chore for today is cleaning out my refrigerator. I don't have that much to do. Okay, I will. I promise.
And you were going to call my office later and set up that appointment, right?
Yes, doctor.
Take care of yourself.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Stay. Mr. Bailey, you brought the washers up. Great.
Take it easy. I haven't been to the hardware store yet. I've been so busy around here, I forgot all about this. It's for you.
What is it?
Your phone call reminded me. The old lady gave it to me to give to you. I guess it's kind of a farewell gift.
Oh, wow. What about... Well, thank you very much, Mr. Bailey.
Anytime.
Bye. Don't forget the washers. Oh, boy. Well, at least I'll have something to eat tonight. Great.